Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first Geek Culture Congress of 2022. And one of your hosts is always Louis Speedy Jr. Gonzalez, accompanied by the funny and talented Mr. Tarik Lewis. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. That intro music is much more ominous than I thought it was.
Well, we're going to be talking about ominous things like
how
Matrix
it
and stuff.
to our low viewership.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday afternoon or Monday evening, wherever you're at in the world. I hope you had a great New Year's and all that good stuff. And, we're here to hang out with you and talk a little bit of nerd and talk a little bit of what's been going on. You know what I mean? You know, it's been wild and crazy out there. People liking movies that Tarik hates.
People man, whole taste, man. You know,
man. Let's just get into it. Say how you feel it, man. Go ahead and all the people who have watched Matrix,
Resurrections.
Yeah, everyone has watched it. I wanted to call it Revolutions, but I'm still
or something.
Yeah. Oh man. What was if it's Revelations? What was the great revelation in the movie?
It was Resurrection.
Oh, Resurrection. Sorry. Okay, all right.
So it wasn't
Revelation. No, it was
Resurrection.
Okay. Sorry.
This is going to completely contradict your review of the film in comparison to mine. You don't even fucking know the name. And I'm like, no, it's Matrix Resurrections. He's like, whatever it was.
No, I don't know why I thought it was that. Because I want to talk about He-Man too. That's why. But I know we talked about that before. But my review is I enjoyed the movie. I did not dislike the movie. I do see a lot of flaws in the movie. But I don't know. Maybe I was just in a really good mood when I watched it. I don't know. Or maybe I was just cool there for I was in the Matrix mood, I guess, you know?
So
go ahead.
I'm having an issue with how you can say a lot of issues with the film.
I didn't have a lot of issues. I mean, I can see why some people didn't like it, I guess. You know, and I feel you, you know. But I enjoyed it. It was a good Monday night or whatever it was. I forgot what night I watched it, but it was a good nighttime viewing in my bed. You know?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a movie-going experience. It sounds like your wife was tired and you watched it.
No, she watched it with me and she enjoyed it as well. She was like, "Oh, it's pretty cool." And then in the end, she was like, "Oh, no popcorn, bro.
Redenbacher going on?
No, nothing.
Y'all role playing? Yeah, you were Neo and she was Timothy, or vice versa. No matter what.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck you actually enjoyed this film.
Oh man, I mean, I guess I didn't find nothing to dislike about it. I guess I mean I was just there for it. I guess it was there to entertain me at the time it was there, and I don't think I will watch it again.
My god!
I definitely don't want another Matrix movie. I think the ending was. I think that's it. I think
that will suffice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to stop. You know.
It took me 3 times to watch the film.
Oh man. Go ahead, bro. Go. You definitely got a lot of time invested in this movie, so I'm gonna let you say how you feel.
The first 2, well, you interrupted me, so you didn't. But the first 2,
sorry.
The first 2 times I tried to watch it, it was really late, like 2:00 in the morning, and I was kind of like, "Oh, am I gonna stay up?" And the Matrix movie's on, and I was let me stay up and watch this since I'm already up, and I will fall asleep. And I did that the second time. So the second time I started completely over. And then the third time I was like, all right, I'm going to start completely over. I'm up. I'm here for it. And I see why I fell asleep. It was, the first hour is just mundane. Remember this. Remember this happened. Remember that happened. Yeah, we fucking know. We get it.
Well, not everybody remembers, bro.
No, it was just too much. It was just too, and then the whole plot
Yeah.
was just whack.
What did you dislike a lot about the plot specifically? And this is your spoiler warning, ladies and gentlemen.
You
Here's your.
didn't need to have. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need to have Morpheus at all.
Okay.
The only reason to have Morpheus was to say we had a character from the old film, but you didn't need to have Morpheus. They could have just been looking for him and saying he was fuck back gang or whatever it was. The fact that he was so unaware, but still capable, but still unaware. Like once he was capable of doing like full Neo stuff, I didn't understand why he was like, "Well, I don't remember a bunch of things." Like, how did you remember how to do your Neo stuff? It was the plot was overly complicated. Like they didn't need to make it that convoluted. Like Zion was Zion. Now this is this, and we're using the machines. But the machines, we can see them in real life, and there's certain program. Like I like that, some of that, but most of it was convoluted, and the action wasn't good.
You didn't like the action at all?
No.
None of the fighting at all.
Old things instead of creating new things. It's the Matrix. Create some new things. They don't bring back the old characters from, like not all of them. Like a cameo is valuable. Cameos are valuable, but bringing back the old thing to try to bring it to a new audience, I'm out on that. So.
Yeah. Welcome to Joy Franchize. Thanks for coming on the show, sir. You enjoying your day off? How you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad. How you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. We into the Matrix, the new Matrix movie. How did you watch it? Did you check it out or?
I checked it out. Just like Tarik, I passed out. I mean,
really? Man, am I the only person who? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as critical of movies anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, it really. I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, I was really trying to understand what was going on because, like, even in the beginning of the movie, it was. I kind of got the idea of like, okay, I see kind of where they're trying to go. Neo was kind of programmed himself to like not remember anything or what have you, and Mr. Anderson was disguised as this guy that works for a video game company. Like it was so weird. And then they're like involving Warner Brothers and like people are aware of like I don't know. It was just like it was like everything they were trying to do with the Space Jam movie.
I like the word they were throwing around a lot of criticisms. It was too meta.
Very meta. Yeah. Very meta. Very.
Like you like very like under like double meanings to things, to lines in the movie and stuff like that. Like things that you're like, well, what does that have to do with the movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. The original Matrix was about uncovering a veil and like opening us to another possibility.
Right.
And they didn't open us to any new possibilities. They were kind of like, but there's so much more to the old possibilities.
I don't know,
it was kind of like an ode to the old movies. They were trying to catch people who weren't up on the old movies, like catch them up on the whole thing instead of just letting it, be a whole new story.
Yeah, definitely. Very mixed reaction for everything for the Matrix Resurrection, and it's unfortunate, man. I really was hoping that it would be a good launching point, maybe for something, But
I think they're doing another one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely doing a video game that.
I did like the robot civil war happening. Machine civil war. I like that aspect. I like that they needed to find the chosen one and he was still alive.
Right.
And that he was in the system. But everything else, I even liked that Trinity was the key, or like we're doing spoiler, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Trinity was the key to like igniting him. I like that aspect. But a lot of the other things they did were completely unnecessary and just, trying to they fanboyed us. It's like,
Yeah. Maybe that's why I just got fanboy and I was like, oh, this is great.
yeah. You're a fanboy. Joey could easily be on the staff of the MCU. Like he could easily write with Feige, and I'm a solid writer.
Yeah.
You're a fanboy.
I am.
What I did think was cool from the Matrix is Morpheus was an agent.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
I did like that.
And then I lost interest after that.
Yeah, they didn't explore it. It was it's kind of what they did with Star Wars. They're like, oh, this guy is a stormtrooper, and we're just going to abandon that idea.
And let's move on.
Because you were under the impression that all the stormtroopers were clones of of all the other stormtroopers.
Right.
Well, no, but there's a scene in that Star Wars the what was the name of the first Star Wars
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Yeah, there's a scene in the Force Awakens where they're trying to figure out why Finn whatever his designation was as a stormtrooper. They're trying to figure out why he was malfunctioning or why he wasn't working, and they were debating about, man, we should have got clones back. We should have a clone army instead of using that they were kidnapping babies or something like that. And they were
I think you were saying prior to that movie, we thought they were clones.
Oh yes.
And then they were like, no, they're not clones. And then here's this one that's not a clone, and they never explored it.
All right. No, definitely.
That's a Star Wars thing. The Star Wars is done, but that's my review of. I've told people not to watch it. Like some people don't want to dedicate, and I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I don't think there's going to be anything else afterwards.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's essential, and it's not an enjoyable watch.
No, the director already said that there's not going to be another one. I guess.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's the Wachowski brothers. Like I guess their daughter.
No, it's them.
No, it's them.
They both transitioned into women.
Yeah, they transitioned to women.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes,
both of them did.
Mm-hmm. Didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and there's only one of them that did this one. The other one didn't want to do anything with it at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was her pet project.
Song, which is a good film I saw on on Apple TV.
That was the other one that did that one, right?
No. They didn't do Swan Song. I'm just saying that was the Swan Song.
Oh,
that was also a very good science fiction film that I saw on Apple TV.
Okay.
Let's
get into transitioning to some Star Wars right now.
Well, just fuck what I said then. Okay.
We're moving on. Let's get into some Book of Boba Fett. I know you got to watch at least the first episode of that.
I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I did not think I would.
Really?
I thought this was a money grab show.
Oh, definitely.
I was kind of like, we've explored Boba Fett so much. Let's go with the Mandalorian. Let's follow that path.
Right.
And this character had like a mythological, image in Star Wars for very few scenes. So seeing him coming out of that pit, that's not a spoiler, because if you had seen Mandalorian, you would know.
Right.
Coming out of that pit, the Sarlacc pit, was so dope, and like everything he went through after that was so dope to see where he ended up. So I was very pleased with the first episode, at least.
Okay. What about you, Joey? Did you enjoy the first episode?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I didn't know how I would feel about, what was it? Tamara Morrison actually carrying, a lead role in Boba Fett being a big character, and I know he's played him, and it's been years since, we've really explored a Boba Fett story, because if you think about it, he never really had a story to begin with in any of the Star Wars movies. He just looked cool. And, and I was watching, I forgot what documentary I was watching, but nobody expected Boba Fett's character to be what it turned out to be. Very beloved. He's an anti-hero. rebel without a cause, pretty much, or hitman for hire, whatever you want. I don't know what you call him, bounty hunter.
Right.
But I thought it was really intriguing. I thought the story was good. I'm glad we got the backstory on what happened because he died in Empire. So, I mean, just to kind of get that backstory and see how he got out, and they did this kind of memento thing where they kind of highlighted some stuff from the past, brought it back to present, and did the same thing again. Every time he sleeps, you see a little bit of his past, or those he gets haunted. Yeah, he gets haunted by flashbacks. So I thought the first episode was good. I think I'm drawn in. I like the idea. I always thought Boba Fett was a dope character. So I just wasn't sure. I thought, just like Tarik, I thought it was gonna be another money grab because I think, like I said before, like Star Wars just they kind of got it figured out with the series. They don't really have it too much figured out with the new movies. So and they're showing that. And
I think they're building something. They're building something. There's a plan in place. At least so with Jon Favreau and everyone involved in all that new stuff.
Oh, Robert Rodriguez is directing this.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's really dope. That's what really caught my attention.
Mm-hmm. So it's got a different look to it, definitely. Especially the cinematography, the choices and stuff like that. It's got a little different feel than the Mandalorian did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great introduction, to the show. I did see a lot of people online bashing it, saying it wasn't enough.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw a lot.
By that.
You know what it is? It's the hardcore Star Wars nerds are just all bitter. They're just the hate. They all turn to the Emperor. Legitimate. It's getting real bad. It's getting really toxic out there as far as the Star Wars stuff, man. And maybe rightly so. Maybe.
I love how you use the N word like. You use nerd like the N word. It's so funny. These hardcore nerds.
They hardcore. The sweaties. I like to call them the sweaties. The sweaties. Everybody's sweaty about something. But I seen a lot of hate, man. And I don't know. You got to give the show a chance. Got to let it grow, man. I guess.
What did you think? What did you think? Personally think.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great introduction. I liked the flashbacks, and it was Return of the Jedi that he got.
Oh, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi is when he got hit into the Sarlacc pit. But I definitely liked that. I felt like wasn't a big ordeal for him to get out of the Sarlacc pit itself. The ordeal was for him to survive. Oh no! I mean, there was just like 1, 2, 3 a scene. He grabbed. Spoiler alert, we're going to ruin the whole scene for you, ladies and gentlemen, okay?
Well, he gets out because he's alive later on.
Exactly. So he just flames
out
of it.
Not watching that show, not knowing that he was in there.
Maybe as far as screen time of them showing it was very short. That's what I meant. So, but I think the biggest ordeal was him actually surviving after that. He got his armor jacked and he had to survive the Sand People, confrontation with them, and that continues. And we're looking forward to Tusken Raiders. Yeah.
Tusken Raiders. Yeah. The Tusken Raiders scenes were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that lore. We don't really know a lot of the lore of Tusken Raiders.
And that's a cool thing. We got a nice they got a lot of good screen time and a little bit more idea, what these guys are all about. Because they just, there's so many filibusters in Star Wars. Like, there's always these sub characters that have these other story arcs that have never been explored before. So it's cool to kind of get a taste of that.
It's a galaxy at the end of the day. It's a galaxy far, far away,
I did like that. I think that Dave Filoni, by the way, is the guy producing.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. We were talking about, the fact that he survived, watching The Mandalorian, knowing what I can't pronounce it, Beskar armor?
The Beskar, yeah.
Yeah, that armor, knowing how it's stronger and stronger the more you go up, kind of explains how he survived the initial, Sarlacc being swallowed. Because that happened in the comics, he came out and it was kind of like bullshit. But now, knowing after the Mandalorian that armor, the Mandalorian armor, is different than regular armor, it gives a lot more credence to like, okay, how he could survive that. I thought that was dope, and the fact that he's still suffering from those injuries.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I give it. It was good.
Yeah, I'm there for it.
It interested me when I wasn't interested. Bravo.
No. I'm there for the whole show. You know, it's all that stuff. I think that point that you made there, that he's, even though he doesn't seem like he's 100% Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Like he's still a little slow.
Yeah.
He's still a little, you know what I mean? And it's interesting. You know, because even in the Mandalorian episodes, he still seemed a little bit, you know, like he was recovering a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I'm there for it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a good time, to a good show. Hopefully, it's not too long. It's like it's going to be a mini series, right? Maybe like 5 or 6 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 episodes.
Yeah. So that's it, man. That's all I had for this show, man. A quick show. Kick off the new year.
The Batman. We saw the Batman trailer.
I did not see the Batman trailer.
Wow.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about it? Yeah.
Hey, what is going on?
Because I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying to stay away from the spoilers and stuff like that. See.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, what was it? It was. I thought it was really good. It showed a lot of like the relationship that Batman and Catwoman are gonna have in the movie. Better dialogue for Batman than the last one. I didn't really like his voice too much in the last one that came out for DC Fandom, but it looks good. Like what it does look like though is his character, or the way Robert Pattinson is going to be portraying Batman. You know, it's a year 2 Batman, and it's like Batman enjoys being Batman and doesn't really like being Bruce Wayne. So that's literally like the vibe I'm getting, and kind of I feel like where the story's going. It's just like he's just vigilante. He's out for blood. He doesn't like being Bruce Wayne, the billionaire,
right,
having all this attention on him. And I think what's really interesting too is the way he's being toyed with by the Riddler in this movie, where he's coming after these big Gotham, city, political figures. And there's all these innuendos, like he knew Batman early in when they were kids. And my prediction, just by going off the vibe that I'm getting from this Riddler, is he is a bastard son of Thomas Wayne.
Okay. Do you think they do something like that in the comic books before?
Let's table that. That's not a bad spin.
Put that on the table.
Yeah.
That's not a bad spin.
What do I feel like they've done something like that similar with another villain before?
They're kind of going with Hush.
Yeah.
So they're kind of having they're sprinkling some of that Hush vibe.
Yeah.
On this movie. So yeah, I'm going with that. I haven't really understood Selena Kyle's arc and Catwoman's arc yet, but I mean, I was very impressed just by the trailer, seeing what Zoe Kravitz has to offer.
Yeah. I was most impressed by Robert Pattinson. I kind of believed in Zoe Kravitz already, but was like, oh, can Robert Pattinson pull this off? And each trailer they put out, I'm more impressed. I've had the opportunity to watch in some other things. I think he was in a movie called The King, something. I forgot what it was. And he was playing like the King of France. And he was great in that. Like he did the dark brooding thing really good. So I like, in my vision of this Batman, who they casted, it's, okay, could you possibly, the most spoiled, rich, douchebag on, South Howard Avenue, Wait,
the rest of the world don't know what South Howard is, so explain to them real quick.
Every big city has a Howard Avenue or a Soho.
They
all have a Soho.
Yeah.
So it's the strip, the guy who's the douchebag on the strip in your neighborhood in Savannah or Austin or wherever you are in New Orleans. That guy, one of those guys, is Batman. Fighting to defend the innocence. That's what that's what hit me on this one. I was like, yo, this is gonna be the spoiled rich kid who lost his parents, who has all this money, who's legit out here fighting in the streets, street thugs, not aliens from outer space, street thugs. And I think it's coming across a little more to me in this film than it is in previous ones. It's like Batman Year One.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it feels
think
like Batman.
also I think like we're gonna explore how like fucked up the Waynes probably were.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not like a blatant, but they definitely played both sides of the fence. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like with the Falcone stuff and Catwoman's relationship with that, and that's gonna happen in the movie. But I think there's gonna be something where Thomas Wayne was actually funding, you know, the mob, and Falcone and his gang. So I think it's gonna show just how like corrupt Gotham is, and how the Wayne family actually played a part in it. And maybe part of Batman's anger is the fact that not only is his parents dead, but he's also has his name tied to some like some shitty corrupt
Mm-hmm.
politics.
I think that's what there's an arc there that gets deep into Bruce feels like he has to fix what his father did.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's also like he was involved with like the Court of Owls or in the beginning of the Court of Owls. So a lot of that lore in the comic book stuff like that. So I could definitely see something like that happening in this movie and get a little dysfunctional with the Wayne family. You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
do
I can see
wonder
that.
And
if
Riddler being his stepbrother, bro. I'm telling you.
yeah,
Mm,
that's not a bad. That's a great. It's on the table.
yeah,
So,
I can
I,
see that. Let's change it up a little bit.
is this going to be a prequel to Justice League films? Like, is he? Do you think it's
No,
still in the same? You think it's a
nah,
completely different thing? Like Joker is
Nah.
completely different. You think
no.
this
Joker's
is
completely different. This is completely different.
Yeah, I
okay?
think it's this. I think this is a
It,
I thought
standalone
so
thing.
too, but I wasn't. I'm
it's
like, I'm
gonna
wondering now.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I
gonna
because
thought so.
exist in its
because
own
I
world.
there's a lot of getting back to spoilers and rumors and scoops back in. Shout out to our friend Mikey Sutton, geekositymag.com, and I want to hit you guys with this before we leave. Remember that we were talking about the Flash film, the infamous Flash film, right? And that the possibility that the Flash film might erase or reboot the DCEU.
I heard that.
Now Ezra Miller debunks the Flash rumors erasing the Snyderverse in a recent interview. And I want to talk about that because there was a scooper that was already, actually, even Mikey Sutton back in the past said that this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to use the Flash film to reboot the Snyderverse because of what? This is pre-releasing the Snyder Cut. Okay? So
Okay.
after the Snyder Cut has hit now, and the response to the Snyder Cut, the actual director of the Flash movie loved it so much that he was like, "Hey, we can't do this. We can't, we can't reboot this. We gotta change this up." So just because of that, because of the director apparently fighting with them, even Ben Affleck's Batman was supposed to perish in the movie, a la Iron Man, and that's not gonna happen now. They're gonna double down a little bit on the Snyderverse stuff. And Zack Snyder's been posting some spoilers, some teases, some little cryptic things on his Instagram and pictures of the Batmobile and stuff like that. Kind of like back on the hype train.
You know
So.
what? I would be cool with Ben Affleck just
Mhm.
not having his standalone Batman, but he would be in addition to like
Yeah.
like a sub character or
Yeah. Or it could be that character that pops into all these movies. The character that links them all together.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if Ben Affleck's Batman becomes the comic book Oracle, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that too.
Right behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's the man behind the scenes, like watching everything, planning everything, putting the teams together.
I think DC is just basically, if we're being honest, the MCU is not the MCU of old. Like they almost have to start over and recreate it, but they have the foundation. I think DC is like, this film made money, that film made money. Let's make another film that makes money and possibly tie them in, but let's not try to. I don't think DC is trying to create the universe anymore. I think they're seeing what works and then figuring out how to tie it together later on.
So this is
rather
what
than like having a core
uh-huh.
idea and going from there.
So they shared a DM that Ezra Miller wrote to somebody responding to somebody's message. And he wrote in the DM, no power or force in any known megaverse would or could ever erase Zack Snyder's mighty works. You can take that quote, take that to the bank, to the press, to the schools, to the military, and on the other pillar of capitalism I'm forgetting because of that thing where if you try to think of a group of things, you will always forget one of them.
I
So,
like how you quoted the whole joke.
yeah. Um, I'm excited. Are we? What's our hype level for the Flash movie? Apparently,
I'm up there.
supposedly, I was listening to Mikey Sutton on one of his shows, and he was talking about that they are quite possibly not going to use Ezra Miller as the main focus of the marketing for this movie because they feel like Ezra Miller is not strong enough that they're going to double down with the Michael Keaton stuff, like it's a Batman movie. Yeah.
So they're
That's what
gonna
I said.
give us
That's what
more
I.
Keaton, less
Yeah,
Ezra
and
Miller.
the ads. Yeah, they're gonna use the Keaton angle to get people in the seats. Because
They're going
let's just face
Birdman
it,
and
I
Warner
mean, it's a
Whiplash.
Brothers.
classic Batman.
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
Warner Brothers has been taking some L's in the movie theater, so as far as like
and Batman. Listen, you can listen. Batman is so beloved, and that's just the power of Batman. Like the fact that he's gonna outshine the main character of of the film in promo and marketing, like. Cause, I
If
mean,
you
if you're really
just
gonna sell, you want to sell. Listen, you want to sell tickets. I mean, the MCU's done a great job with all the characters that they built. But listen, you mentioned Spider-Man in anything, it's a wrap. Like you mentioned, Spider-Man is gonna be in Ant-Man Quantumania. Oh, it's a wrap. They are gonna, they're gonna pump that as much as possible. Now you're bringing a classic Keaton Batman into the DCEU in a Flash movie where at one point it was just kind of, are we gonna do this?
in,
Um, and now he's the main focus.
yeah,
in addition, we've had a Flashpoint animated film and Batman Beyond, so we know like we kind of want to see an old grizzled Bruce Wayne.
mm-hmm.
Like so you could do anything with Michael Keaton. You can make him the old grizzled Bruce Wayne, or you can make him Thomas Wayne, who's the Batman and the
Yeah,
Flashpoint
change
world.
it up. Yeah,
So they have some precedent to like do something ill with it. I get it though, because I don't think everybody's sold on Ezra Miller. I don't think everyone is sold on him. I
I
like him
thought
as
I liked him. I think the Snyder Cut helped me like him a lot more, and that's what kind of really pushed the button on this Flash movies because of he had more. He had a purpose.
mm-hmm.
yeah.
He played a focal point in this movie, and now and Snyder could actually set up Flashpoint because then he tapped into a part of himself that he didn't know he could really tap into as far as like adjusting time and the Speed Force and
Yeah.
all that. So I mean, it set us up for that.
Listen, if they start the film, if they do a Flashpoint film and they start it off with like him, because at the end he races Superman.
Right.
So imagine like just him being like, I didn't know I could go that fast. I wonder how fast I can actually go. Whether he loses or wins Superman, he's I like Ezra Miller. The problem with Ezra Miller is not Ezra Miller's problem. It's problem that there's another Flash on the television.
That's true. But I think that show has been on the air for so long.
Yeah, that
And
was
I
before
think
they
that,
even had
and I
the
think
idea.
that there is marketability for Flash just because of that. That show is very beloved. Your feelings about CW, are not either here or there. It's just the fact is that show's been running very long on TV for a reason. But and I think if they just did their job and did it well, they would get seats. People in the seats, man. Flash is a beloved character. I
It
mean, maybe
certainly
not.
lasted a lot
Yeah.
longer than that first Flash
Yeah.
series that was on
Yeah.
in the
Exactly.
80s or 90s. I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think DC can pull it off. I just don't think they can tie everything in as well, but I think they can pull off individual movies.
Yeah.
And I'm hyped for Batman, and I'm very curious to see what they do with Flash.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for the Flash movie. See what happens. I think that's it, man. Unless what do you think was the best of last year? The last year, guys. besides Spider-Man?
How could you say besides
That's hard.
Spider-Man?
I mean, yeah, how
He's
can you say
Spider-Man.
besides
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man is his own animal.
I listen. I really enjoy WandaVision.
There you go. All right. See, I accept that.
Yeah, WandaVision was good. I really enjoyed Loki.
Yeah.
I did like
Yeah.
Loki. Season 2 of Mandalorian. I think Disney Plus really hit it out the park. I will say that. I think
Yeah.
Disney Plus really showed out last year.
I'd have to say definitely season 2 of Mandalorian, and I mean, you may hate me for that. I really like the He-Man animated show on Netflix.
I did like the He-Man animated show.
Yeah, it was just entertaining to me.
Netflix's anime lineup was a flex. Like they started adding a lot of anime on Netflix, and I thought that was.
Yeah, I think that's exciting, man. I'm really excited for everything that Netflix is doing as well. Shouts out to everyone who's chatting in the Twitch, the Checkpoint XP Twitch channel. Thank you so much. OXDO
Oh yeah, I got to. I think it was this year. Let me say this real quick. Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, man. When does that pick up again? Because we need to wrap that up.
I don't know, man. Maybe 2025. Who knows?
Yeah. Shouts out to Kessel King. Kessel King says, glad Netflix did Record of Ragnarok.
A Record of Ragnarok.
Or is that next week? Next week. Let's see. Is the Snyder Cut worth seeing after seeing the original? Asks OXEO.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I erased everything from the original out of my head after watching it.
Oh, yes. Kessel King says Attack on Titan is next week. Oh wow. It's lit. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, I'm hyped. Yes.
Yeah, I'm there for it. I am there for it, man. All right, well, I guess that's it. A quick show today, man. Unless there's anything else I'm forgetting, guys.
Nah, Doctor Strange.
I think we talked about it a couple, or maybe you weren't there for the show. But yeah, did you like the trailer?
Oh yeah, I mean it was what we saw in the theater after the after the end credits. So.
Yep.
It's good.
Do you think we're gonna get some mutants and some all kinds of crazy stuff in it?
I think so. I know there was concept art that leaked of like Professor X in the original wheelchair from the cartoon.
Oh dang!
And he's just like floating.
Do you think that's what they're gonna do? That's why they're doing the reboot of the cartoon, because that's the kind of the mutants that they're gonna give us.
Probably
like that feel.
Either that, or Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness will introduce us to the Illuminati.
Because it just says X-Men 96 and it has the Marvel Studios logo on it on the on the tease for it. You know what I mean? So that makes me think.
Really? I mean that was a great that was a great cast of characters in the cartoon. So
yeah,
I would love to see that play out in film like eventually.
You know what's crazy is that team of X-Men that doesn't exist in the comic books. Like that combination, it was only made for the television show, and whoever decided to do that was brilliant.
Right?
It's brilliant. Yeah. I think that Doctor Strange is going to introduce us to mutants, but I think it's going to be one of these things where he like merges universes, and someone's going to be a little time displaced in that universe. And maybe it's Wanda, and she eventually is like, no more mutants. I don't know. There's a lot of things they could do.
Kessel King wants the Ghost Rider in the Doctor Strange movie. That might happen.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that might happen.
They wanted a old boy from Walking Dead to play Ghost Rider. There's like this whole thing on social media.
Norman Reedus. He's definitely not saying no. Huh?
No, you got that name completely right.
Did I? Oh, thank you.
Right off the bat. It didn't even. No, it's Reedus. It's Norman Reedus. You said Remus, but
Reedus.
Reedus, yeah. Now you're fucking it up. Should have left you alone.
Well, before I fuck up anything else, let's wrap up the show, guys. So, Tarik, how can they follow you, man?
On Instagram, my name is Tarik, and the same on Facebook.
Joey Franchize.
Follow me at Joey Franchize, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, which I'll actually be on heavy this week since I'll be working from home. Pray for my child. She just caught COVID. She's doing really good. So me and wifey are treating it like we have it as well. But definitely gonna be in here for a while, quarantining and be hopping on some streams and, you know, getting it in.
Dope, man. Well, I hope you get better. I hope everyone, hope the baby gets better and everything. You can follow me at DJ Speedy JR, all socials, and also here on Twitch. Thank you so much for listening to us, Geek Culture Congress. If you're listening to the live show, we're here. We try to be here every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you just rather listen to the audio version of this, you can listen to us wherever you listen to your great podcasts. Just give us a search, Geek Culture Congress Podcast, okay? You can also tell your smart speaker to, hey, play Geek Culture Congress Podcast, and 99% of the time it will do that for you. And you could give us a follow on our Instagram or Facebook. It is 3 words on Facebook. Put them all together for Instagram, Geek Culture Congress. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on a Monday afternoon or evening, wherever you're at in the world. Have a good one, everybody. We'll be back next week with some more Book of Boba Fett and anything else that happens. So we get some Attack on Titan. We're going to talk about that.
Word.
Yeah. See you guys.
Peace.